Namaste. Hi, I'm Stephen Ewashkiw, and this is part 3 in my 3-part Ujjayi Pranayama series. In part 1, we focused mostly on what was happening at the bottom of your pelvis. In part 2, we focused on what was happening around your belly and your abdomen. If you haven't watched those lessons yet, I recommend that you add them to your viewing list and come to them to discover more about your Ujjayi Pranayama. Today we're going to focus mostly on what's happening at your throat. And then we'll bring it all together into full Ujjayi Pranayama. What's happening at your throat when you practice Ujjayi Pranayama is partly to create a sound, to remind you to keep breathing, to keep focusing on your Ujjayi, and partly it's to create a sound to help you hear if your breath is staying steady. It's not to create a sound so that the person next to you can tell if you're doing Ujjayi, although they might be able to hear you. I've been in lots of classes where it feels like what's happening is people are really making the sound of their Ujjayi so that others know that they're doing their work really, really hard. The sound is really there to help you stay steady and focused. Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is a calming of the fluctuations of the mind, is what Patanjali tells us. And anything we do that helps us focus our mind fits into this idea of yoga or meditation. The sound that we create when we are toning our throat is really there to help us stay focused as we're moving through our pranayama, but also if we are using our Ujjayi Pranayama in a Vinyasa practice, which we often do, then it's going to help us keep our focus while the Vinyasa practice gets challenging, while we get sweaty, while we get frustrated because things are getting faster and more difficult. And this will keep us steady and focused in our mind by using our breath and the sound and the cue of our breath. I really think of the sound of Ujjayi Pranayama as a bit like tying a string around your finger. It's a reminder. Sort of like an invisible string around your finger, because what happens is when the sound disappears from your Ujjayi, that's actually the reminder that you've forgotten to keep your focus and to come back to it. In the other classes, I talk about some of the physical benefits. I talk about what Ujjayi Pranayama means. And if you're interested in that, please go watch parts 1 and 2. These 3 parts really come together to help you understand your Ujjayi Pranayama more and all of the work that goes into it through your whole body. Our focus today mostly is what's happening at your throat, though. So if you can imagine, sure you can, because we've all been there, a steamy mirror in the bathroom after a hot shower. Now, what I want you to do is use your mouth, use your breath to recreate that steamy effect on the mirror. But you don't have a mirror, so you just have to imagine. So imagine that what you're going to do is fog up the mirror. This is how I like to imagine it. What you're going to do is fog up the mirror and then leave a little love note for your lover or your secret lover. So fog up the mirror, draw a little heart, a little I love you, so that when they have a shower and they come out of the shower, they see your little note on the mirror because it's fogged up again and the little note reappears like magic. So if that helps you, cool. Bring one hand in front of your face. Imagine that your hand is the mirror and make a misty breath onto your hand, aka the mirror. Inhale. And do that again. Release your hand. I'm just going to talk you through it. What we're going to do now is do that same action at the back of our throat to create the sound, to create the active exhale, but with your mouth closed. So what I'll have you do is do it once with your mouth open, And then on the second exhale, with your mouth closed, it'll go like this. You can just watch me. Now the microphone might not be able to pick it up, and that's totally fine. What happens is it creates a little sound at the back of your throat, and it's not really for the microphone to hear. It's not really for the person next to you to hear. It's for you to hear, so that you can hear your breath and keep it steady and regulated as you breathe and as you practice. So let's all try that together. Sit up tall. Through your nose, inhale. Open your mouth, and like you're trying to fog up the mirror, exhale. Keep that engagement in your throat, close your mouth, and inhale through your nose. Keep your mouth closed, and like you're trying to fog up the mirror, create that engagement to exhale. Keep that engagement in your throat. Inhale. And exhale. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Then relax. I'm of the right age that Star Wars makes a lot of sense to me, and sometimes we call this Darth Vader breath. So if that kind of breath helps for you, thinking about Darth Vader breathing, cool. We've all at some point, I assume, breathed onto a window or a mirror to draw a little message. Maybe it's not a nice message, maybe it's a beautiful message, whatever. It's that sort of action that you do. The same muscles in your throat. It's hard, unlike what we do with our belly and the bottom of our pelvis, it's not like, oh, touch here and tone those muscles, because they're deep inside our throat, inside our head, and so it's a lot harder to touch them and consciously activate them. So we have to use this tool, this thing that we're used to doing outside of yoga, maybe not very frequently, but we bring it into our yoga practice to create that toning and that focus to our breath. Now there's one more thing that I want you to do while you're doing your Ujjayi Pranayama that involves what's happening in your mouth. When you close your mouth to breathe through your nose, place your tongue at the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth, and then relax your tongue there. This sort of creates a little slide. Think of it like a little water slide for your breath to go down your tongue and be directed to the back of your throat, where it can help create that sound. And then as you exhale, using the tone of your pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha, using the tone of your belly and the lift, the Uddiyana Bandha, to exhale out through your mouth, the tongue then becomes a slide again to help direct your breath out your nostrils. So let's just try what's happening in your mouth. Touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your teeth. And relax your tongue while the tip of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth there. Relax your jaw. Tone your sides of your throat, tone the back of your throat, like you're trying to fog up a mirror. And inhale. Keep all of that and exhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Relax. So that's sort of the upper third of what's happening in your Ujjayi Pranayama. This is really there. I'll say it again. It's to help you stay focused. It's to help you keep the steady inhale through the whole inhale, to help you keep the steady exhale through the whole exhale, by letting you hear what's happening in your breath. And by having that be a reminder to you to keep this focus. Focusing your mind by focusing your breath. That's going to help calm your mind, calm your nerves, and keep you steady and focused through whatever you're doing, whether it's a vinyasa practice a hatha practice, an invigorating hike, anything that you use your Ujjayi Pranayama. Getting through an argument. It's useful to be able to focus your breath and come to your breath. It doesn't just have to be for your yoga practice. Okay, so let's bring all three parts of these three different Ujjayi Pranayama lessons together. Sit up tall. Tone your pelvic floor. Now, what that means is move your sit bones from the outer edges of your pelvis, draw them in towards each other a little bit. From the front and back of your pelvis, move your pubic bone back, move your tailbone forward, just a little bit, to create that toning at the bottom of your pelvis. Then, as if you're sitting on something cold, lift the bottom of your pelvis away from the ground. Imagine that you're tightening up a tight pair of jeans around the front of your waist and tone your belly slightly. Draw in from your hip points, draw your waist in slightly, move the space around your belly button back towards your spine, and then give it a little lift into the bottom of your ribs. Work to keep that toning at the bottom of your pelvis. Work to keep that toning at your belly. Your belly doesn't move in and out, so your breath stays in this tight, engaged container. Touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. Relax your tongue, but keep it touching the roof of your mouth. Engage your throat slightly, as if you were going to fog up a mirror. And breathe through your nose. Wherever you are, just exhale now. Exhale fully. Hold your breath out. Think about the bottom of your pelvis by pushing your breath all the way out, even more now. Push out, out, out. You may notice the bottom of your pelvis tone. Keep that. Tone your belly, draw it in and up slightly. And let's breathe together. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Do a few rounds of Ujjayi on your own. Think about the bottom of your pelvis. Move your sit bones in, from left to right, from right to left. Move your pubic bone back, move your tailbone forward. Create that slight toning in the muscles at the bottom of your pelvis and lift them up. Mula Bandha. And then from your hip points, draw in slightly, even from around the sides of your waist. Move the space around your belly back towards your spine. Keep breathing in your Ujjayi, just reminding you about the engagement that I want you to find for your breath. Move the space around your navel back towards your spine, and then give your lower belly a little lift into the bottom of your rib cage. Touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. Relax your tongue, but keep touching the roof of your mouth. Tone your throat like you were trying to fog up a mirror, and breathe through your nose. All of these 3 layers of work create Ujjayi Pranayama. Keep breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama. Work to keep your belly still. Work to keep the bottom of your pelvis toned. Work to keep your throat toned. To remind you, stay focused and steady in your breath. the bottom of your next exhale, release all of it. Relax your pelvic floor. Relax your belly. You can even move your jaw a little to help relax your jaw and your throat. Take a couple of deeper breaths. And then relax your breathing. Come to what we call sahaja, just natural breath. It's got a fancy name because it's yoga. Ujjayi Pranayama, uplifting breath. Literally helps lift you up and keep you tall and strong and supported. Victorious breath helps you get through your practice with more energy, helps you create more nitric oxide to help fight infection and inflammation, helps keep your breath in your lungs for a steady, elongated period of time so you can extract more oxygen from your lungs to feed yourself as you practice. And helps create that toning in your throat to remind you to stay with your breath, to practice in a steady, focused fashion. So that your practice, your physical work is steady and focused, so that your mind is steady and focused. It's all about helping you be more present in your practice and in your life. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your interest in expanding your knowledge of your Ujjayi Pranayama. See you on the mat. Namaste. Thanks for practicing. If you'd like to do another class with me, you can click right there and add that class to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, just quickly click my picture over there and subscribe. Thanks, homies. See you soon.